Hello and welcome to Paper Plays Julie K.
Welcome everyone, and thank you so much for stopping by and checking out my latest video. I'm really happy that you could join me today. And today I'm going to continue to work on the Junk Journal January prompts. And again, this is hosted by Meg Journals here on YouTube. And today's prompt is unfold. Yesterday it was neutral. And so that was yesterday. So I'm just going to flip it over and I'm going to continue to work on this page. And again, I'm going to bind my journal at the very end. So that's why you're just seeing pages. And what I did, I went through my stash for today to find something that I could fold and then unfold. You know, there's some fun videos out there of some different like folds and stuff you can do and add into your journals, but I just decided I just wanted to have something that maybe flipped out with a fold. So I found this piece of digitals in my stash and it was a little bit longer, so I did cut it down. It almost already had this fold right line in here from the original like digital, so I thought, well, for sure I'm going to fold it there. And so then I just kind of folded it to make sure that it would fit into my journal and be the right size. And I added a little bit of like a half inch, you know, quarter-inch fold right here, because that's how I'm going to attach it to my journal. Because I thought I could put it here on that hinge and then it'll fold open this way. And then I did add just some stenciling on this side so it wasn't so white. So that's what I'm going to do, and then I'm going to go ahead and decorate this and decorate this page. I'm just going to get rid of that bottom page so I don't do anything bad to it. So hopefully you guys are all doing well. It's, you know, it's still kind of cold here in Minnesota, and it's a little bit earlier than I normally craft. Normally I craft in the afternoons, but I came up a little bit early. My husband is still sleeping, so I was awake, and I was in the mood to craft right away this morning, and I didn't have anything else pressing that I had to work on. So again, my craft room's in a slightly separate location than where our house is. It's up the hill. So and I left a little note on the floor for my husband that I was up here. And then this morning I was kind of excited too while I was eating breakfast, and I was, you know, because I always download my video from the previous day overnight. And so I was checking to make sure that everything worked well with that. And I was looking out the window and I saw a red fox, which is really cool. We do live in the woods also, so we get to see some wildlife, which we don't get to see the fox very often. And then as soon as that one ran through the yard, its mate ran through the yard too. And that one stayed for a few minutes, so I got to watch them kind of run around our yard. I'm sure they were smelling. We have rabbits, you know, and stuff. We put out bird feed in the rabbits, so I'm sure they were smelling the rabbits that run around the yard. And the rabbits usually come out really early in the morning or late at night, so I'm sure it was on the hunt for a rabbit or something. So there is my fold, and I can unfold it. And what I was thinking for the inside, I was just thinking maybe a pocket of some sort would be nice, and so I've already kind of prepped stuff. Again, when I came in, my craft room was cold, so I had to turn on the heat. I mean, we have the heat on all the time, and we have floor heat, but I keep it at about 60, and it felt kind of cold, so I had to bump it up for a little bit. But what I was thinking, I had some different scrapbooking papers that I pulled out, and this one I did sew around it, because I was thinking this one, and then I also added a piece of lace down here that can be kind of a little mini pocket. But I was thinking I would glue this one down the whole way, and then I would just put this one on top like it was a pocket. So I'm going to do that next, I think. So yeah, it was kind of fun this morning to see the fox run through the yard. It was a red fox. In a few times that we've lived out here, we've also seen a gray fox, which those are a little more rare to see, but it's been a while. But kind of fun. you know, usually daily we see like a deer walk through the yard, and this time of year we also see a couple of turkeys in our yard. Again, they come in for the bird feed, and my husband throws out different ones. The turkeys are actually kind of friendly. They know you have food in your hand for them, so they usually and they have this cool little sound that they make. It's hard to describe. It's not really a gobble like what everyone thinks. They do gobble, but they have another little noise that they make when they see you because they're kind of excited that they know that you're going to throw out food. So they kind of run towards you. They're not quite where they would like eat out of your hand or anything, but they do run towards you because they know that you have food. And then sometimes in the morning, if we haven't gone out to throw out food, we have this big picture window, and they'll like kind of walk by it and look in the window like, okay, we're here, we're ready for our food. It's just kind of weird though. They always come in the winter, but they disappear come spring. They don't stay around, and we just have just a couple. If there was a ton of them, we probably wouldn't feed them, but there's just 2 that come in. So, because turkeys can kind of leave a little bit of a mess. All right, so we'll get this pocket glued down. That'll work. And then I can stick something in there. I'm just going to let it sit for a minute though. And what I was thinking on this pocket a while back when I did the lace episodes, where little bits of lace or whatever, I made these little neem things, and I have quite a few of them. And so I was thinking it'd be fun to add that maybe just on the side of the pocket, so I could still use this side. And I'm only doing that because I don't know if you can tell, when I sewed this on, it's a little kitty wampus. So I think if I add something here, that'll kind of detract that it's not perfect. And then I had a piece of little lace that came not too long ago. I had from the thrift store. I found all that wonderful lace that came off, that someone had taken off of wedding dresses and different things, and this little piece was in there. And so I thought that looked kind of cool to maybe put underneath there. So we're going to glue that down, I think. Guess I need to make sure that I don't overlap the page too much, otherwise my page won't fold. And then I think it's still good enough to put something small, and I don't think I grabbed like a little small tag. I don't think I grabbed anything, but maybe I can try and find a sample in a second here. And I'll just glue this one on top. Again, I'm trying to think about making sure that I'm still going to be able to fold this page or have a page next to it in the journal. So just move it over a little bit just to make sure. I could have added it up there, but like I said, I wanted to just detract from the fact that I sewed that on kind of kitty wampus. Let me see if I can just show a tag in there real quick. I don't think any of these are decorated, but sometimes when I have scraps, I just punch them and put them in here. Just see if I have anything that's even close. Oftentimes I'll use these on little gift bags, or sometimes that one someone else gifted me, I think. Oh, here's some. Don't think it's kind of the right color blue, but those are kind of pretty. Let's see if I have anything. Well, this doesn't really match 100%, but just to kind of give you something to look at, I guess, in there. So just to show you that you can have a tag in there. And then after this dries, I did already make this tag. And when I cut this piece of scrapbooking paper down, this was on the side of it, this little one right here. And so I just glued it on there because I like the little postage stamps. It kind of matched the postcard word up there. And then I thought this paper was double-sided. It was kind of pretty. It had the little bird and the banner on it, so it's already kind of nice on the background. And I did ink all the edges, and I sewed just a basic stitch around it, and I added a scrap piece of lace. So I think I can stick that in there. So that part of it's done. So now, and this will fold over it. So now I need to decide what I want to do on here. And I pulled out some more of this book paper page that I had that's vintage. Because I was thinking I could glue that down. And then I had this beautiful image of this little girl, and I sewed around the edges and added the eyelash trim. And I was just thinking I could glue her down also. And then maybe add like a piece of lace or something on top. I have some more of that lace that came from that grab bag that I bought. You know, maybe even just cutting out something like that. Just might look kind of pretty on there, just that little one. But I have, you know, little beaded ones like this that I'm not quite sure yet what I'm going to do with. It's not quite what I wanted. There might be some other pieces in here that have small flowers on them. Yeah, it was, if you guys didn't watch that video, it was the one there when I said I hit the jackpot, because I went into the thrift store and I was dropping off stuff, and you know, I always look, I usually hit that one whenever I have a few minutes and I'm in town. It's our local town, and it's in an old school building, and they have like, you know, every once in a while I find some good deals in there, but I had found all this lace that I think at some point somebody else had tried to sell because there was old prices on it, and then there was labels on it, which was nice. Because like there were some pieces from like a 1940s wedding dress and some other like vintage pieces, and also some nice, very, very nice bridal trim. And the price tag on it was very, very nice. I mean, there were large bags and they were just a few bucks. So I think the most I spent was maybe like $9 on one of the bags. And that was like a vintage piece, and it was like the bottom of the skirt part of a dress or something. So I was good with that, because there was a lot of material and it was vintage for that. But most of the bags were like $2 or $3. Most of the yardage of lace was that also, and there was more than a yard. So I kind of feel like when you're buying bridal lace, and if you can get it for a couple of bucks a yard, you're doing really well. And I didn't have to take it off the dress. So, you know, it's also a time saver too, on top of that. I maybe should have used some glue stick for this paper, but we'll just get the glue on the outside. This book page is kind of delicate, but I think it'll be fine once it's glued down. So yeah, I love that thrift store. It's kind of fun to go in, and they actually have like a rewards club now too, if you give them your phone number, and then, you know, they send you texts every once in a while if they have extra specials going on things, like if the whole store is on sale. But usually when you go, they have you know, the clothing, they change, like they'll have like 25% and then 50% off. So then they'll have 2 different colors tags for the clothing on sale, and then they'll have another color, you know, like green tags are on sale for 50% this month, or yellow or whatever. They used to do it where they had like a certain sector was on sale for 50%, like it would be clothing's on sale, or the craft room, you know, because it is in an old school, so they have several rooms that you kind of walk in and out of to find everything. So yeah, I think I kind of want that. I just think that I like that for whatever reason today. I'm liking this flower. Never really seen lace like this before. There's sequins on it. There's some silver thread, but it also has like they sewed in the ribbon, like sheer ribbon. Hopefully I've been on camera. I've been so busy talking. I haven't been checking up. Usually I try to check up, so hopefully I have been in camera, guys. So if not, I apologize. So yeah, I think I'm just going to put that there. You know, I thought about adding more of something. I could maybe add, let's just cut out this leaf part and see what that looks like. If I can add this somehow. Yeah, let's do that. I like it. So I do want to thank everyone that's been leaving comments. I know some of you guys just leave a comment every now and again saying you've been watching, you know, all the episodes, and some of you have been leaving comments every day, and I really appreciate that. It's fun to read the comments. You know, sometimes I see them pop up on my phone, and then I usually just sit down, you know, once a week to respond to comments, unless I see right away that someone has like a specific question. Then I try and answer it. But again, usually I try and look at them about once a week. It just, you know, I love all the comments and it makes me happy to read them. But sometimes I'm just anxious to get going in, you know, with my free time, to get going in my craft room and create things. So that's why I usually just sit down once a week so I can really enjoy and not rush through the comments and enjoy what everyone's had to say. So yeah, I think I'm happy with that little part. And then I want to decorate here. I'm going to leave this open because I think it's always nice to have a spot to journal on. So I'm going to leave that part open. But this part, you know, it's a little tougher to journal on. And right here, I was just thinking I would do something really simple, like a tuck spot. And then maybe add, I should have pulled out some more of my snippets or something that I've already made, that I could have added something. But I have a little bit of this vintage trim sitting here that maybe I could just put part of it on here. Just trying to see about the orientation. Like if I just glued that there, I think it'll still be fine. If I cut it down, it'll still be fine. So let's just cut this in half. Yeah, I picked this trim up at a estate sale that had some tatting too, and it was, you know, there was no price tag on it, and it was just a few pieces, you know, just a small Ziploc baggie. And so when I went to go check out, you know, I think the lady was like, because there was a couple other things I bought, but not very much, because it was like the third day of the sale and there wasn't much left, and I was traveling with my parents. I think we went to one of my cousin's weddings or something, and had stopped by, and so there wasn't much really left. And of course, since we were traveling, there's only so much room in the car. But I think she charged me for whatever the other things were, but it was minimal what she charged for the lace, because she thought it was, she thought it should just go in the garbage because it was so old. But I'm like, no, I can use it. Especially because I wanted the tatting in it, you know, but this piece was in there, and it's obviously, you know, old, and it's falling apart, and it's a little fragile. So we'll just stick that there. Just kind of looking at what else I have on my craft desk here to see if there's anything else I can add to it. But I do like just that too. I don't think... I just feel like it needs like a small rose or something small. Just trying to think of what I have. Let me check here for a second. All right, so I just wanted to show you guys, for those that maybe haven't seen this before, if you're new to my channel, I do have a couple of containers and they're really long and they look like this, and I keep them kind of next to me on a shelf. And you can see I've sorted out like some of my smaller snippets, and like here I have like smaller rosette trims when I've worked on other things. And you know, this one has some flowers in it, and you know, there's some applique pieces. So I'm gonna just dig in that for a second to see if I find anything that looks interesting. Okay, I grabbed a couple of things. Yeah, little containers like that that you can sort your snippets that you know you're going to use on projects. It's very helpful. You know, maybe just something simple like that. Or I have just a part of an applique. I think I kind of like this, so I think that's what I'm going to go with. But yeah, no, I like those little sorting things. One of them I think originally came from Hobby Lobby, but I found it at the thrift store. And then I have another one of those that I just showed you. The one that I showed you, I think, was a Hobby Lobby one. But the other one came from, like, I found it at the antique mall. We have a little antique store in the neighboring town that has a few booths, and I found it there for, you know, not too much money, but it's, you know, at one point I'm sure it like maybe had like nuts and bolts, you know, screws, you know, for hardware pieces in it. And it was relatively clean, so I did buy it because I was thinking it would be nice. I just wanted something close and easy to my desk that I could have stuff already sorted, so that if I knew I wanted like some of that rosette trim but I only needed a small amount, I could just go there first before looking in my drawers that I have my lace in. I also have like some clear like makeup bags that I store laces. Like this piece was in one of those that I have like the tatting stuff, and they're just small pieces that I can't wrap around like little spool winders or little pieces of mat board that I use to organize my lace. So it makes it, you know, nice to have stuff sorted. So if you're looking just for something specific, like just an applique, you can just go to the spot where you have your appliques instead of having a big bowl with like 20 different things, which I do have that too next to my desk. But then I take that and then I sort it out after it gets a little full if I haven't used the pieces in there. And I was thinking I could just stick this little piece of ephemera in there. I kind of like that. I also had this one too, but I might save that one for something else. I was thinking of putting it in this pocket over here, but obviously it doesn't fit once I glued that other piece in. So I think that's all for today. I think that's, you know, a pretty good layout here. Yeah, it'll be a little chunky in the book when it's all said and done. Can add that other page back in, but that's okay. That's what makes these fun, I think. You know, so there's the start of the second signature, I guess. I really like that. So thank you again, everyone, so much for watching today. And again, today our prompt was unfold, and tomorrow's prompt is fragile. So that's interesting. Okay, that'll be a fun one. I'll have to think on that one for tomorrow, just to find something. I guess that's fragile, or yeah, I'll think on it. So until tomorrow, I hope you guys all have a wonderful day and happy crafting.